Greetings, everyone. Today's topic is why do black men run to the other side? Today's topic is going to be about something that's going to get on your skin, something that's going to irritate you. And like I always tell you guys, I get my pillow and my blanket so I can lay on your nerves to irritate you because sometimes we need a little roughing up to get the message and to understand what's being presented to us. So today's topic is going to be about why do black men run to different cultures? So I got a young lady on the podcast. Her name is Raina. Um, she's from Southeast. She's uh, she's a person that's very interesting when she speaks. So no further ado, Miss Raina, you got it.
Hello, I'm Raina. What is it you need me to say? A little bit about myself.
Tell people a little about yourself before we get into the conversation.
Okay, I'm a preschool teacher. I have two daughters, 33 and 29. I'm a single woman. I've been looking for love for a long
Look
time.
here, man. We ain't here to talk about that. We ain't
Oh,
here to talk
what you want? I mean, what?
We're here to talk about. Don't be trying to say yourself on the internet, man.
I
We ain't
don't
doing
know.
none of that.
Somebody might be interested.
So,
Go ahead. Question.
um,
Talking about that.
so let's jump into it. Let's hear your side before I give my side. Why do you think that most black men are running to other cultures?
To be honest with you, I don't really know why they run. So, being though you brought this to my attention, I don't understand why black men go to other races. Now, I have had conversations with a couple of people when I had walked up. Okay, so I work at a grocery store part time, Wegmans. So a lot of times I see a lot of mixed couples, and I have a coworker that we have talked about certain about that topic. So whenever I see couples together, I always walk up to them and ask them questions. And I'd be like, wow, what made you most men tell me it was an online situation. And they
Mm-hmm.
have dated black women. However, they feel like black women have attitudes, are loud, they disrespectful. However, that's not true. That's not true. So I kind of think that sometimes white women may be more submissive than a black woman
So, what makes you say that?
because sometimes I feel like white women feel like because of the history how black men have been treated,
Mm-hmm.
so they feel sorry for them sometimes.
Mm,
So they may cater to them in ways that us as black women won't cater to black men.
okay. So, let me give you my definition of it. Most men, let's look at the most men in NFL, NBA. They go to white women because majority of most women, black women, always begging or they always got their hand out or they loud and they want to be seen and heard and always want to be showered with gifts. So this is why. Hold on, Raina. Hold on. Um, so this is why most men are running to white women or any other race of women.
Mm,
Hold
mm,
on, right? Let me. So the thing about it is, if you look at the NFL, let's look at Mr. Hunter. He just married his white girlfriend, and
who is Mr.
I heard. Hold on, Raina.
Who is
Hold on.
Mr. Hunter? You got to tell me who he is. I'm not really
He
into
just signed with
NFL.
the NFL. He just signed with the NFL.
Who's
Um,
Mr. Hunter? What team? What's going on?
Raina, hold on, Raina. Relax. Relax, Raina. Just relax. So I'm giving you my hold on, Raina. I'm giving you my
Who is Mr. Hunter?
can you just relax? Please, just relax. So most men they go to white women because they are very submissive as far as what they cater to the black man needs. And not only physical, but mentally. They wait on the man, they ask the man what he needs, what he desires, and most black women, I'm not doing that. That's not what I sign up for. Most women are misguided, and some just want to use their what they got between their legs to lock that person in, and most men don't want a black woman because they like to argue, they like to fuss, they like to fight, they like to keep stuff stirred up. So this is why most men are running to a white culture. But today's world is nothing wrong because everybody likes who they like, and at the same time, sometimes people don't understand that a man doesn't like a lot of confusion in their life. This already they got to deal with the world, and they got to come home to a nagging woman or a woman who has insecure issues about herself or daddy issues. So she pretty much makes that man life hard because she doesn't understand the qualifications how to keep a man. So this the thing is, I want to ask you, Raina. I want to ask you a question. So, what do you think as as a woman? What do you think the qualification is to keep a man?
Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Wano, some of the things you said is why do you think black women are argumentative? Is it that they're opinionated?
It's nothing wrong with being opinionated. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But most women don't know how to treat a relationship or understand how to keep a man. We can reverse it. How to keep a woman.
Okay, so let's
So
say this. Okay, I hear that, but a lot of like me, I'm gonna talk about myself. So my dad wasn't really a part of my life. So mind you, my dad is the one who supposed to show me how a man is supposed to treat a woman. I didn't have that. Now when I was little, yes, he was there, but after a while, he was on drugs, so he left the family and did his own thing or whatever the case may be. But my mom was always a single woman. She never got married. She had relationships, but she's never been married. But she, what? How do I want to say this? I hope I don't get emotional because today's her birthday, and I don't want to get emotional. But I feel like we as a race don't give each other grace on both sides. We don't want to put in the work for a relationship to be strong. You black men give up too easily to me because white women are very submissive, like I said, and white women are going to put up a fight. And that's probably because of what they have been through their lives, how they have seen how their father treat their mother, how their boyfriend may have treated them, whatever the case may be. But again, you can't always think that all black women are going to be that way, just like all black men are not going to be a certain way.
I never said all. I said some.
So and then also, I had a conversation with a young lady that feel like black men have been embedded in their head that white women are trophies. That goes back into the enslavement time and all of that. Light skin, white, are better than darker women and all of that and all of that. And I just feel like black men has really given up on black women a
But
lot of.
why do you think though? Why do you think that?
They don't want to put in the work. They tired of putting in the work. They feel like they already beaten down at work, society. When they go home, they don't want to be beaten down by another woman, by another black person. Everybody else beating them down. So when I go home, I don't want to be beaten down. And a white woman is not going to beat them down. And mind you, most of them tell me they have dated black women once or twice, but I just feel like they feel like white women, I mean, black women's going to beat them down like everybody else have beat them down.
So do you think? So now I go back to the NFL, right? The dude Travis Hunter. She didn't know who he was until he got famous. Somebody had to school her to tell him who Travis Hunter is. But one thing about one white woman, they gonna do whatever they gotta do to please that man to get what they want.
So you
Now,
don't think black women do that?
you got some good black women. Now, I'm not saying all black women. I'm not saying that's why I say some. And some are good women, but then you got some that are trash. And I just being honest with it
That's
because
just what men
you
too.
got women out here just only think about themselves.
Men
And
too.
for example, I've talked to some brothers, and they said that majority, most black women are stuck on how they look, what can they get. You got to get my nails, you got to get my hair done, and you got to take me to fancy restaurants. And here to come a white person would tell you, no, honey, I'm satisfied. You can take to McDonald's. We can go to McDonald's. The black woman, some come with a lot of demands, but yet they got 4 or 5 baby daddies that are not being held accountable. But you want to come along and hold a man that got his stuff together and got a good qualification about himself, good education. You got some black women come with so many demands to the black man say, I don't want to be with her because her demand is crazy because she wants to go. Let's like say, for example, with the dating world. The dating world of today is you got to take me to a fancy restaurant for me to even think about being with you. And this is why some men of today, if I'm gonna spend $200-300 on you, you're gonna give me some thighs because I'm not gonna sit up here and give you what you want, and I'm not getting nothing in return, number to thank you and a pat on the head. So majority black women of today is that you see it all the time on social media where black women are talking about this guy took me to Hardee's and I wanted to go to Ruth Chris, but yet I don't even know you, but yet you want me to spend all this money on you. You want me to do all these expensive things with you, but yet you just learning me, and this is our first date. So what
But
do you think about that?
okay, I feel like again, no, I don't really agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. Cause I'm the type of woman that I'm good with McDonald's. I'm good with Burger King. I mean, I don't have
Mhm.
to. So it just depend on the woman that you meet. All this, so it just depends on the woman. No, so no, I don't believe that. I don't. No, no.
So give an example. If you just meet a guy, right,
Hmm.
and he comes scoop you up, and what before y'all talk, what is a nice date to you?
That's a good question, Juan. So I tell people all the time, I haven't really been on a lot of dates. And people be amazed. They be like, "You so pretty. I can't believe you don't have a man or all of that." Like, I feel like a lot of that's another thing. I feel like a lot of men are intimidated by me because I'm strong. woman and I'm very opinionated. And I feel like a lot of men are intimidated by that. Now, mind you, a lot of my girlfriends used to tell me, Raina, you don't act like a woman and a damsel in distress. Why do I have to act like a woman, a damsel in distress? I don't have to do that. If I can carry 3 bags, let me carry 3 bags.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of black men are intimidated by my independence.
So you say a lot of men are intimidated by your independence, right?
Yeah.
So there's two ways you can like run with this as far as so a guy can say that you feel like you don't need me. You
I don't need anyone.
but hold on, Ray. I get what you're saying. So they can say you don't need me, you don't depend on me, you we don't uh come together as one. So and you got some brothers that are not educated that can pick on or pick up what you're saying to them. Some would get aggressive, some would get an attitude, some would even get don't call me no more, or I'm just gonna block you. So what if you meet somebody? First of all, what are your qualifications in a man?
Well, I just want a man to be honest with me.
I said qualifications. Listen to the question. Qualifications.
Qualifications. Define qualifications.
Someone. What are your standards? What are your standards to make you attracted to this man or make you want to be with
So
this
when
man?
you first see a man, you're going to be attracted to their look. You're not going to know anything about them until you talk to them. So first it's physical. And then after getting to know them, I want them to see where the conversation, what are they talking about? Now, if you come off the break like I want to have sex, hold up. Why you want to have sex when you just met me? We ain't went out. We ain't got to know each other. We ain't talk. A lot of black men on the first time they go out with you, they think they supposed to get the goodies. Why is that? For
So
what?
do you think the women of today has set that pattern up? Because you do have a lot of women that will get up on the first date.
And
And
that's fine. But then when you don't give it up on the first date, they don't want to even talk to you. And then even if you do give it up on the first date, sometimes they don't even call you again. So again, it doesn't make sense to me.
okay. I mean, see,
But to
to
me,
be
when a
with
man comes to me and we go out and automatically you think after we done went out, we go back to my house, we may come in the house, automatically you think we're gonna have sex. Why do you think we're gonna have sex? Because you took me out? No. But a lot of guys that I encounter think because they done took me out, automatically we should have sex. Why?
so do you think that's why more of the black men are going to the other cultures? Because for one, um, today's man, they want somebody to cater to them, understand their needs, understand them spiritually, work with them physically, not just only sex, but
But
physically
is that
as
going to
far
happen
as
on the first date? No.
okay,
It
but listen,
it takes time to know all of
I
that.
I get that. But I'm just telling you the qualifications of a man, and this is why they run to the other culture, is because you got the other cultures catering to their needs. Like, for example, um, not all black women, what I'm ready to say. So you got the other cultures that will, after they finish playing football, they rub the man down. You got some black women, oh, I ain't even thinking about that. Where's your card so I can go shopping? See, you got other cultures because I've talked to several people that the other cultures would cater to them. They would ask them, "What is your desire? What that to a point to where you think that I need to be to please you? Not it had nothing to do with sex, but just in conversation, just in
And
um,
are they having that same conversation? Is the woman asking, "Well, what are you going to bring to the table?" Again, It's about conversations. I feel like a lot of people don't give conversations a chance. Like, okay, I was at Burlington's a couple of weeks ago. The conversation went very well in the store. We text maybe one day.
Mm-hmm.
The conversation went well, and all of a sudden, nothing after that. And I'm like, wow, what happened? But then he sent me a friend request on social media and all of that. And I asked him, why are you sending me a friend request on social media when you stopped texting me? He didn't reply to that.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, I'm 48. This guy was 62.
Wow. Um, as far as the men, because I'm only speaking because I want to stay on topic. Um,
Okay.
so when a black man goes to a different culture, um, he already got in his mind what he wants out of this person.
Mm-hmm.
Because 9 times out of 10, most women uh, don't understand a man needs, or a man don't understand a woman needs. But at the same time, how can we get our sisters to understand that us men's gonna have it hard out here in the world? Real men that's out here trying to take care of their family, trying to provide, keep food on the table. Do you think a hard working man should come home to a bunch of drama?
No. But the woman is also a hardworking woman.
I get that. I get what the topic is, why do black men cross over to different nationalities? But the thing about it is
I
today's
feel like
man,
we don't give each other grace a lot of times. As black people don't give each other grace. It's been done for years. We
mm,
don't give each other grace. Even in the hood, up here, down here, we don't give each other grace. That has been, and again, it goes back to slavery
how it go back to slavery?
because in slavery we was taught to hate each other.
Is that something you know or you just heard?
No, that's if you read it, Google it, all of that. We've been taught to hate each other. Willie Lynch letter was a slave man who wrote the letter to teach the white man how to keep the slaves in line.
Okay.
So
So
again, we've been taught to hate each other. We are the only race that hate each other.
so do you think this is just learned behavior, or do you just
Yes.
think that
Learned behavior, yes.
um
Society learned behavior. Yes. And we are the only race that does it. The only race that does, and it's sad.
um so do you think
Black men hate each other,
society,
black women hate each other. It's sad. It's sad. I have a friend on my Facebook page. All he does is bash women all the time. And I tell him, I know he's broken. He doesn't want to admit to it. And I know why he's broken. Because a black woman that he was in love with curried him. He's not going to admit to that. But I know that's what it is. Now he's not going to date. Now he has dated outside his race. He has dated a Korean lady, but black women, and he's a firefighter, he's a nice looking man, but black women have tore him down. And he's on social media all the time bashing women. And I ask him all the time, why are you doing that? Why are you not uplifting each other? What is the problem? He talking about it's funny, Raina. That's what it is. You need to laugh at it. It's not funny.
but do you think a lot of black men are broken, and do you think a lot of them have mama issues as far
Yes, a lot of
as
black men, and a black man that is broken is worse than a woman that is a black woman that is broken. Yes,
why
mommy
you say
issues,
that?
daddy issues, all of that, and they can't handle it. That's just like, let's think about this. When we get sick, I'm talking about the black race. When we get sick, black men act like, baby, oh, I need you to take it. Women get sick and still do everything and all of that. But black men, when y'all get sick, oh, I need help. I need this. I can't do anything. I don't understand it. Women, we have babies. Go back to work the next day. A man, if you have a baby, you're gonna be crushed.
I mean, do you think the men of today don't want to deal with their emotions? So hear me out before
Oh,
you
definitely, they don't want to deal
hear
with
me out
emotions,
before you
and it's
start.
because we taught our children at a young age. If you're a man, don't you cry. Boys don't cry. Why not? We fuck the males up growing up because we tell, even women and men tell black boys, don't you cry. Boys don't cry. Why not? That's why they're killing each other. Why you can't cry? You can cry. You emotional. You upset. You're sad. It still goes on. Just like they say men can't wear pink. Why not? You can wear whatever color you want to wear. Why you can't wear pink? Why you can't like pink? I hear mothers saying it, fathers saying it. Why? Why they can't wear pink? So, okay, let me tell you. I was at a barber shop, and the barber said, I'm gonna put a heart in your son's head. Why the fuck would you put it? And this is what she said. Why the fuck would you put a heart in my son's head? Why not? Heart means love. Why did you get so upset about that? He was like, I was planning, I'm not gonna do that. But why did she get so upset about that? A heart represents love. But in her eyes, it was girly.
Wow.
And after she left, I didn't engage in that conversation. But after she left, I said something to the barber. And my barber was like, Raina, how you know that's what she thought? Did you see how she reacted? And I knew if I said something to her, we would have got into an argument. So I just kept my mouth closed. Women are messing up their sons. Fathers are messing up their sons. They don't want men to be emotional. They don't think men supposed to cry. A white woman gonna let a black man cry.
So do you think
Black woman, if a black woman see a black man cry, they gonna think they a bitch.
so let me ask you something. So do you think us black men of this world, we was told not to cry. We sat back, we watched our mother get abused. We sat back, watched our mother run dudes in and out the house. We sat back and watched all this drama go on in front
And
of us.
mind you, the
Hold on,
woman
hold
that
on, Raina. Hold on,
how can I stop? Wait a minute, I want to say something. The women, when they allowed these men to run back and forth in the house, they was looking for love. That's why it was happening, because they wasn't taught the value of themselves. Go ahead.
So the men of today was taught not to cry because of why? Because of that shows that you're strength, that shows that you're
You
strong.
weak. It would show
But the
that you're
whole
weak.
time, this black man is dying inside because what he was told not to do.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why today men they are running on the DL. They are they are running.
Killing and all of that. Because
They are.
they don't know how to express themselves. So I feel disrespectful. Let me kill them. Yes, that's what the problem is. Yes, we fucked them up. Our parents, yes. I always wanted to have a son because
So
I wanted to know how I would raise my son. But God never blessed me with a boy.
so okay, let me finish before you cut me off.
Okay.
Um, the most men of today have mommy issues as far as um, most women or men of today have mommy issues because the daddy was never there and the daddy never showed. And if daddy was there, daddy never showed compassion. Daddy always showed how to roll the blunt, how to sag your pants, how to have uneducated conversations with your son because you want your son to be ignorant just like you. And this is why I always say that just because you have a manhood and a vagina, everybody's not equipped to be a father or a mother. Because most kids of today are suffering because of the mistakes of the parents today. Because you got parents that baby they're men, and one day these boys going to be men, and they don't know the growth of a man because they never had a man in the house. So this is why a lot of them become feminine. But there's nothing wrong with that because they can outgrow it. But the thing about it is, if a child comes to his daddy, and if the daddy have a he's not educated, he don't have decent conversation. He don't know how to put a paragraph together. If the father is not able to sustain a good discipline or a good leadership role for his son, and his son come to him and say, "Daddy, I'm gay," and the first thing Daddy gonna say, "Oh, you're a punk, you're a faggot. I don't, you're not my son." But a lot of people don't want to take responsibility as a so-called leader in the house, and you wonder why your son is gay because you was never there to show leadership to that son of yours. So this is why I say all the time, people might hate what I say, but it's reality. Parents of today want to be friends instead of a parent. You cannot separate um, or collab those two things together if you're going to be a parent or you're going to be a friend. And being a friend, that child gonna disrespect you. That child's gonna show you no respect. That child gonna cut up in your house to the point to where that child that you birth, that child will put hands on you, and you wonder why you end up in jail because of your child, because of your actions. And a lot of parents of today, they want their sons out here, they smoking weed, they drinking, they 17, 18 years old. He grown now, he can do what he want to do. This is why our young men of today don't know how to handle the pressure. This is why they're going around killing people because why? They can't handle the pressure of society. And society has swallowed them because the parents have failed them so bad, so miserably. They don't want to take accountability. And this is why they go along just to get along with their children so their children won't be hate for them. This is why I always say, be a parent, not a friend.
Yeah.
What
I
you
agree
think?
with that. I agree with that. I truly agree with that. Even as a adult, so I want to say I'm battling that now with my adult children. They're girls, but their father is more of their friend than a parent. And my girls right now, we going off topic.
No, we're not.
Okay, my girls right now, we're not talking. And I'm in therapy. Their father was supposed to tell them to write a letter and what they what do they need from me so we can have a relationship, right?
Hmm.
They don't want to write the letter. They want to talk to my therapist and they want me to be there. But like I told my children's father, that's not going to work well with me because I'm going to be on defense mode. I know that. So it's better for them to write the letter. I'm going to open the letter with the therapist. We're going to rehash the letter and then we're going to talk about it and bring the kids in, children in. this is what my children's father said. Raina, let your therapist know we good. We don't need her. We gonna figure it out ourselves. Frederick, I didn't mean to say his name. If we could have figured it out ourselves, it would have been fixed. So that's what I'm saying. He, it, I don't know.
So I get what you're saying. So so it's like this. So you got parents of today will make one parent look like the villain, but the whole time the villain is the person that's telling the story. So you got two people telling the story. Somebody's doing fiction and somebody's doing nonfiction. So the thing about it is the kids, they're of age. So that means they can make their own decision, but it also depends how far that other parent got the claws in that child. And once the claws are in that child going to not listen to you, but it's going to listen to them because they are the ones that got the claws, and they going to go to the person that's going to cater to their needs. See one thing you got to understand with co-parenting is that the child always going to go with the person that caters to their needs. They're not going to go with the parent that's going to give them or ruffle their feathers. So they're going to go with somebody who's going to cater to them. And they know that once they go to this parent, no matter what that parent say or do to them, they're going to receive it better than it comes from the parent that they don't put the claw, they have not responded to, because sometimes parent of today are confused. Some parents are bitter. Some parents are hateful. Some parents are spiteful. And sometimes you got to understand that's why it also takes a mature person, a person that's developing the mind and not thinking like a 16-year-old, I'm gonna get back because I can. You have to outgrow the people that are around you. Not saying that you're better than nobody, but sometimes as an adult, maturities have to step in and say, I cannot feed into that. I will be here, Lord willing. I will be here until you come around. But until then, if you don't want to speak to me or hold no conversation with me, I'm fine with that too. But just know I'm here. I love you. I'm going to support you. But at the end of the day, you remember and you stand on 10 toes down how you treated me, because at the end, I got feelings too. It's not all about you. Just know that.
Black men go to other races because of what they've been taught. Yes, 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 yes.
So this is why
All of
I
that
say,
plays a part in it. Yep.
so this is why you got people, especially in the black culture, we hate ourselves because what we see in society. And society make us hate ourselves. And we always been told that you got to go where it's safe at. So our black women are running to different cultures. It's because they want security, they want a safety net, and they want somebody that can take care of them. So, and the thing about it is, majority black women don't bring nothing to the table. Some women, I don't want a table that got scratches and the leg is about to crack. So I don't want nobody that's damaged and abused, have not taken care of their emotional, because I'm not going to deal with you or come with you or be with you if you got emotional damage stuff you have not worked on. And if you have not worked on yourself, I will not be in your life because I'm already messed up myself. So I'm not going to sit up here and be with you, two broken people, and don't have nothing to accomplish, nothing but pain.
So can I ask you a question? Do you think two broken people can be together?
No, because for one, if a situation come up, how can if two broken people together, that's like a bird having two broken wings that can't fly. Somebody got to be the stronger wing to nurture that wing or nurture that bird, so that bird can be able to fly on the other same wing.
Well, okay, so let's say because I believe two broken people can't be together, but those two broken people are got to be uh g- Okay, I feel like two broken people can be together, but those broken people must be on the same path of healing.
Mm.
And if you on the same path of
You said
healing,
love?
I feel like two broken people can be together, but you must be on the same path and make sure that you're both are trying to heal. So if y'all both are trying to heal, y'all can be together because y'all can heal through with each other. And it can be awesome. I feel that. I think it's possible.
If that's possible, it would have to be two people that's willing to go through the trials and tribulations. It's like
Right.
going
That's
through.
what I'm saying. You
Let's,
both have to be ready on the same path to go through that work, put in that work.
let's look at an example.
Hmm.
That's like a craftsman building a glass. That fire, he have to stick it in the fire to melt it. So when he stick it in there, he pull it out. He can mold that glass the way he wanted to
Hmm.
be, any object that he want to be. But then once he created the way he wanted to be, he stick it back in the fire. But it takes time to mold a glass. A
Hmm.
glass
I
is not
agree.
made within 2 seconds. It takes time. But now I'm not gonna say everybody, but some people do not like putting work in. Why? It's because it's too hard. This is why a lot of people are running from one relationship to another because
Yeah.
they don't want to stop. They don't want to
They
put the
don't want
work
to put
in.
in the work to fix themselves. So
Yeah.
they just want
So
to keep going to relationship. And if you don't put in the work to fix yourself, you're going to keep failing in those relationships because you haven't fixed or you haven't healed. So yeah, you're right.
so the thing about it is you have to be able to go through the tough times. Like for marriage, people nowadays don't want to work through their marriage. The first time trauma hits, they want to divorce. It's harder. More easy to get divorced than work on a marriage.
Hmm.
And then if you're not on the same page, because that's like, for example, when you're married and two broken people, and then you got all that output, like all that feedback from the speaker, and the speaker are the people that's around you that's putting input into the marriage. And once that echo and all that feedback start happening, you're going to be focused on where's that feedback coming from? Where is that noise coming from? You're going to be so focused on the noise to where you're going to lose track of your relationship and your marriage because all the noise that's going on around. And this is why the scriptures say when you get married, you cling to your wife. Now, because you and your wife have become one, and now people don't understand how serious marriage is. People are just getting married just because it sounds cool until you got to put that work in. Marriage is never easy. You
Nope.
can be married to a person for 20, 30 years, you still don't know that person.
Yep.
Because that person don't know themselves, how can they show who they are to
Yes.
you?
And you have to put in work for a marriage to be strong. Yeah, I agree.
So this is why I say that for a person like me, um, you cannot just jump in a relationship because you're damaged. It's like, for example, you go into the store and you see a can that's not dented and you see a can that's dented. What can you gonna grab? You're gonna grab the can that's not dented, but you're not thinking it has the same product in it that you're grabbing the can that don't have no dent in it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
this is why I say that don't look at everything you see just because it's messed up. That would mean that the
It's not
good
good.
is
Yep.
still good. But
Yes.
sometimes when you're working on a marriage, people don't understand a marriage because they don't understand the qualifications of a marriage.
Mhm.
Marriage is they don't listen to the vows. The vows they just ignore it, and people say, "I'm married." All they worry about is the ring and having a big wedding, and they don't understand the consequences that comes behind that marriage. So
You got to put in the work if you want the marriage to sustain and grow.
this is why a lot of black men are running to white woman, Asian woman, Korean, Japanese woman. It's because
Because
the
they're willing to
Japanese
put in the
they
work.
are taught how to cater to a man's needs. As a black woman, not all, some. As a black woman, all they know is how to survive. I'm looking for somebody who's going to take care of me and my 5 kids. It's survival mode because she's thinking about herself. I'm tired. I need somebody to take on this pressure. But yet you're gonna hold your husband accountable, but yet you only hold the baby daddy to
Yourself
5 different
account,
babies.
yeah, you, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
I
yet you're
agree
gonna
with
put
you
all
on
the
that.
pressure on
And
me.
you're not even holding yourself accountable.
So this is why I say this is why the majority of the black men are running to different cultures because a lot of
Because,
black
yeah.
women are broken. They don't want to heal. For them to heal, you got to buy them stuff.
Yeah,
And then and this,
I was talking
and
to
this is
one of
why
my Facebook people about we need to heal ourselves. We keep bashing each other, but when are we putting in the work to heal ourselves so that we could grow as a race, as a people, as a society? You are right. Yes. I say that all the time.
but
The truth.
you got to understand that it comes maturity. At some point, it has to be maturity in a person. It has to be maturity in an individual that want a decent mindset. You got people now that take half of a man that's broken himself. So you rather take a 25 cent of that man instead of the whole 75 cent to complete it to $1. So this is why majority of women are getting men that are abusive. You got most
Mm.
men, all they want to do is drink, smoke, smash, and club. Because you got grown men that have not matured because all they do is think with their anatomy. They think their anatomy is going to get them to the next level. And this is where the maturity steps in because you allow yourself to get tricked. Now you 60 years old and you got a 19-year-old, now you got a baby, and now you got to give up your social security check. And
Yeah.
she's going to take all your social security check. And now you still sitting up in the club with your shirt open, your taco meat with a gold chain on, gold bracelet, and a hat on, and you still trying to get your next victim. So this is why maturity is not in everybody. I don't care how old you are. If you don't have some kind of decency of maturity in you, you're always going to make the same mistakes. And you 75 years old, making the same mistakes as you was 19.
That is true.
So this
Have
goes
to be
back.
some growth,
Yeah.
and it have to be some growth.
So it takes me back to just because you got your degree, that does not make you better than me. That makes you just a person that's educated, but you still making dumb decisions.
Yeah, I tell
You
people all the
still
time,
making
people with
dumb
degrees are
decisions.
the dumbest people out here.
You still
And I got a degree, but I always say people with degrees are the dumbest people out here. If you haven't put in that work, if you haven't been put in that situation, just because you done read a book doesn't mean you know anything. You got to be put in the trenches of the mess. And once you have done that, then with that knowledge you get from that book and that knowledge you get from being in the trenches, put it together, blossom. Yeah, I
I just
always
feel
thought
like
that.
maturity is not there in a lot of people. This is why I think a lot of people keep running in the same mess. This is why women keep having the same low life men that only think with their anatomy is because they think just because they blow a chick back out, they think they got the chick for life. And
And
this
you
does,
know, because you need to fuck my. Oh, I'm sorry. You need to make love to my mind, not my
but
body.
you got most guys out here that can't even hold a decent conversation. You
Nope.
got a lot of men that can't even spell. You
Yeah,
got a lot of
you're
men out
so
here
true. Yeah,
that
I tell
they
people
can't
all
even
the
fill out
time. I need somebody that can talk to me. If you can talk me out of my drawers, you got it. You're not just going to just yeah. You got to hold a conversation with me. You got to be able to hold a conversation with me for my drawers to fall down. Yeah,
well, I just
I
look
have
at it that
always said that.
I just look at it that as a black man myself, I'm not just gonna talk to anything. I'm just not just gonna deal with. I know um I'm not gonna deal with a woman that got crumb snatchers, and I know that's gonna be a problem because I know
I'm
that baby
sorry.
daddy.
Oh, that's the children.
I know the
Okay.
baby daddy is gonna be lurking and trying to cause so much confusion that you make not. I don't even want to come around. And you got most men that think, and just the mentality. You got most men out here think just because they got a baby by a girl or a little girl, they think they own that person. And then they will come as soon as their baby mother move on. She met a decent guy that's about his business, providing and doing what he got to do. Here he come along and try to mess it up because why? He insecure with himself, and then he gonna try to rob him or he gonna try to do something to him because that's my baby mother. He gonna try to come over. I got kids over here, so I get to come over anytime I feel like. No, that don't work like that.
No.
It don't work like that because it has to be
Yeah, people
boundary.
still
Because
think like that, one.
yeah, people still think like that. Just like a lot
Oh,
of baby
wow.
daddies out here coming in ruin relationships.
Wow.
The mentality, the mentality have not matured. Some people mature in the body, but they have not matured in the mind because of the decisions they have made. And you got to remember, we all was young and we made a lot of stupid decisions. But now, as we get older, you should not still be making dumb decisions. You should be making decisions that's going to affect you for the down the path. Because today's people are not thinking about tomorrow. They're thinking about the moment. In the moment, you can lose everything. You can even lose your life.
That's true.
So the thing about it is that's why if you in your 30s, in your 40s, and you still doing the clubs, you have not matured. If you in your 30s and 40s and still drinking, you have not matured. All you thinking about
Oh,
is
I
the
don't really believe that.
I mean,
Why not?
everybody has their own thing. But my
Okay.
thing is that see, people gotta understand when you out here making decisions, there's also consequences behind those decisions that you
That
make.
is true. Yes.
So for example, if you go out here and drink and you at a bar and you drive, police pull you over, you automatically get a DUI. So they're gonna
Mhm.
take your license and someone will lock you up.
You're right.
There's consequences everything you do.
Every
So
action has a consequence. You're correct. I believe
so
that.
this is why I blame the parents. Even the
Yes.
low even the low life ones are
Yes.
teaching their 12 and 13-year-old how to be a
Yes.
prostitute just
Yes.
to get a man.
Yes.
Because kids learn from home. If you're a hoe
Yes.
at home, your daughter's gonna be a hoe just like you.
You're
She's
right.
gonna be a little hoe, and you the big
Yeah.
hoe. So
And
this
what
is why
about if?
I say
Oh, what do you
people
think
don't
about?
like when I talk about on my podcast, but this is something that needs
You
to be
said
talked about because
you're a big
these
hoe.
young girls of today are
Rhonda,
over their they are over their
if
legs.
you a big hoe, then your daughter gonna be a little hoe. What about the man? If the
The
man a
man,
drunk, is the
this is how
son
they
gonna be a
train.
drunk?
So this is how they do. Just look at it. These uneducated, uncouth, call themselves a man. They would have a little boy. Even the little boy try to emulate his daddy with the earring in his ear. He got a pamper. He still, mama pull his pants down so he can show his pampers. He walking around with a fake chain on his neck. He's emulating his daddy because I always say, kids take pictures of what they see. And this is why a lot of people grow up to be nothing because their daddies are nothing. Their daddy is a street or daddy in jail for 100 years, and now the child goes to the youth center one, then or detention, Aquan, all these places where these kids go because I wanted to be like my daddy. Most kids in California they join gangs because their uncle, their aunts, their mother, everybody's in a gang, so they have no choice but to join a gang.
You live what you learn. You right.
So this is
I'm a
why
I'm a true believer in that. However, sometimes we, even though you live what you learn, at some point, once you become an adult, it's your decision to make a change.
you got to understand, just because you're adult, see, we was trained as in the black culture, we was trained to put our kids out at the age of 18. We was because we had to go through it. But the thing about it is, you got to remember, just because that child 18, that child has not fully developed.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
She
I
might
was
develop
never
in
a
the
believer in
body.
that. I was never a believer in that. Never a
She
believer in
might
that.
develop in the body, but she has not
Yeah,
developed in the mind.
mine, right. I'm not a
Because
believer
the
in that.
mind's still on a 14-year
Yes,
old.
I'm not a believer in that. You got to make
So,
sure that your children have the foundation and the tools they need to be productive citizens. And if at 18, that doesn't mean because they're 18 that they're grown. No, because society say they grown. No, a lot of people at 18 still don't have the mindset to go out in this world and be productive citizens. And if you don't have and if you don't, you need to still have that child at home, allow that child to be at home, but make them pay bills, do little things so they can grow and be mature. Yeah, I agree with you. Yes.
so a decent parent. See, I'm gonna use myself as an example. To be fair, when I was married,
Mhm.
when I was married, I didn't set my kids down. I just left, and that was very unfair to my children.
Mhm.
And because my partner, we did not come together and sit them down, and it damaged because I see some of the side effects from it. And this
Yeah.
is why I say, as a married couple, you really got to fight to keep your family because the enemy destroy families because he know he can break that bond between.
Yes.
And the thing about it is
I
that
need some
that
cookie. Yes. I'm sorry, Mom.
so so the thing about it is that I take full responsibility on some of the mistakes I did in the marriage because sometimes we as um we as adults we gotta hold ourselves accountable because that's part of maturity. Maturity has to step in and understand the mistakes because as a parent you're not always going to make a right decision when it comes to your children because kids doesn't come with instruction books, so you have to understand that you're just going on what you've been taught.
Yeah. Yes.
And
I agree with
sometimes
you.
the way we've been taught, we raise our kids the same ignorant way that we had to go through because growing up in the 70s you had to take on a lot. You had to take on being left in the house, babysitting. You had to come in
Your
at a certain
siblings.
time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you had to take on a lot. And majority of these kids that's born from, let's say, 2000 or let's say 88 on down. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
kids that's born, they can't handle the pressure of what we went through. We was made to be strong. We
Mm-hmm.
was built for the like a Tonka truck. We was built for that kind of stuff. And the thing about it is, as a human being, we have to take accountability. We cannot go through this life without taking some type of accountability for the mistakes that we did. And once you own what you've done, then things will start coming better for you. So this is why I think a lot of black men are going to white women or in other race is because of the comfort of the catering of the physical side of it because
But
that's
why not give a black woman a chance to do that?
well, for example, people I talk to, a lot of black women, don't do certain things that the other culture would do. So I don't want I can get graphic, but it's not for that. But a lot of would cater and do the things that that black man want to do because they got to remember everybody has a fantasy. And the thing about it is, who can satisfy my fantasy? So the thing about it is, who can understand my needs? And this is why the other cultures they cater to that. They pinpoint on that, and this is why a lot of women are still single, going to be single because they not understand the needs of that man. Because prime example, a man work 12-hour shifts every day. He come to a home not a cooked meal. He come home to a bunch of fussing. Come home, the kids run over the house.
All right.
No, no,
Did
listen.
the woman work 12
No,
hours?
she's a stay home. She's a stay home mom.
Okay.
And the house is in shambles, and the kids running around
Well,
and
she
in
not playing her
socks,
role.
Bobby
She not
Jackson.
playing her role.
So This is why the majority of the men of
But
today
it's
are
not
going.
how many women stay at home now? That's not a reality. Both parties work now, Ronald.
Um, well, let's look at it like this: both parties can work, but the thing about it is, you have to learn how to balance that.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that? Because you cannot have a marriage and not balance it. Because something's going to fail through, something's going to fall through the cracks of that marriage.
You're
So
right.
if a person get home before me, I'm gonna make sure I
Okay.
cook, or if not, I'm gonna order something so that way
Yeah,
dinner is
yeah,
already
I
ready.
agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah.
And the thing about it is that, and like me, I made a lot of mistakes. And the thing about it, I look back on my mistakes because with me, and I could be honest with me, I was having mother issues. At 25 years old, I was having mommy issues because a woman is supposed to teach her king or her prince how to nurture a woman, how to listen to a woman, how to understand a woman. That's a mother's job for a prince and a king.
Okay.
You cannot teach a king or prince if you do not have that structure. So this is why I can say I failed a lot of points in my marriage because I was struggling with stuff that I was going through. And then that person dealing with their stuff, that just makes it worse because it's always going to be confrontation. It's always going to be this. And the thing about it is that I look back on it. I'm glad I'm separated from her because it wasn't good for my kids to see her and I always beefing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I'd rather live apart than live in a ball of confusion because it's not
Well, that's
because
good
kids
that
are
you recognize that you had those issues.
yes, and I still got mommy issues. There's a lot of men today can't even admit to the issues that they have because they feel ashamed. And then another thing that black men don't open up to black women because you got a lot of black women out here today. Some a man open up to that's like for example me and you together and I open up to you tell you my deepest sorrows my deepest pain and you turn around oh you acting like a female oh I can deal with you you're a female and now you destroy this man uh
Yeah.
confidence now you destroy this man ego and now this man is not going to open up to you no more
Yeah. I believe that black women have done that. But
so this is
again,
why a
that's
lot of
because
men
when black women do that, I believe that's because they had put in a position where have they had to been the breadwinner. Do you
but
think that played a part in it?
nah I don't think so I think it's more of
Why
I
not?
can say in
Because
my
there's a
marriage,
lot of times that
I can speak only
women
in,
are working and the men are at home.
well, I can only speak in my marriage.
Okay.
So the
Okay.
thing about it is that I made a lo- I made a lot of huge steps and didn't realize the pressure I was putting on her. And the thing about it is that I can say that with a clear conscience, and I can say that I understand who I am today. I can understand that my mistakes. I can understand where I hurt her at. I can understand what kind of bind I put her in all the time. So I understand that. I
Mhm.
understand as I got older, I understood
Right.
because sometimes it takes for you to get out of a situation to make you really understand what you did. And that's why I say, as a man today, I did a lot of things because I was going through my mess. And I might not have been there for her emotionally because I was destroyed.
Hmm.
I was destroyed in the emotional side. I was gone. It took, it took, it's taken now for me to understand my emotions,
So
my
when you were
attitude.
going through that, do you feel like your wife wasn't understanding what you were going through, or was
Well,
she not? Did she not care?
well, I don't think she cared. I think it was more of she was going through her stuff too.
Oh,
And
okay.
she couldn't and I didn't give her no way of trying to balance it because I was going through my mess and I wasn't there for her emotionally. And you know the thing about it is I admit to that. I was not there for her emotionally because why? It's because I'm thinking that it's all about me.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why I say,
And a lot of times we are selfish in relationships, and how can
yes,
you be selfish in a relationship when it's supposed to be together and you're supposed to be one?
and that's
Yeah.
true. So this is why I say that as a healing man, that's why I in a relationship, you have to understand it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of understanding, patience. And this is why you have to be humble and you have to have maturity with you to understand. Because sometimes, and here I'm telling you, as a man, I still struggle with my mama issues. I still, to this day, I think it's going to be until the day I close my eyes. So I don't know how to comfort a woman or show compassion to a
Have you
woman.
ever been
I
in
don't,
therapy?
this podcast is my therapy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So this is why I'm open. This is why I don't hide nothing because I'd rather be honest with me. Because at the end, when I look at myself in the mirror, it's going to be me that's looking back at me.
Mm.
So, you know, that's why I say that we
In
as
your
human
book, do you
beings,
talk about all of this?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm pretty open on my podcast.
I say
I'm
in your
pretty.
book. Because you're
Oh
writing a
yeah,
book.
my book. I didn't put everything in there because it's gonna be a part two. It's gonna be a second book coming out too. So
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't put everything in the first book. That first book is just an introduction. So, but the
Oh,
thing about it is,
I really like this, Ronald. I really enjoyed myself.
whatever. So, us men of today, I think we can come back to our black queens, but our black queens really have to heal themselves
We
before the
do.
black
We
man
do. I
could come
agree. I
come
do.
back because, and it's a
I'm
good
on a
black sisters
journey of
out here.
healing myself right now.
Yeah,
You,
it's some
right.
black sisters out here, and I tell anybody, don't be rushed to get in a relationship just because you want some wee wee. That's not what it's all about. Mentally, you can get wee wee anywhere.
You can get
You
what?
can you can get wee wee anywhere.
Oh, mm-hmm.
You can get that anywhere. You can get that from anybody. You can call some, hey, come on over here, smash me off. You can get that anywhere.
Yeah.
But the thing about it, are you healing from the relationship you was in just yesterday? People are scared to heal because they know that consists of change. And this is why people don't want to come to God because He knows it's change in the midst of all that. This
Mm-hmm.
is why people don't. It's like, for example, if you see a snake and you see the snake rubbing against a stone or a tree because that snake is trying to get his old skin off, and once he get that old skin off, he's still vulnerable, but sooner that new skin is going to tighten up. But the thing about it, as human beings, we don't want to face the new challenge in life. We'd rather be comfortable in the old skin because the old skin has got me this far in ignorance and not understanding who I am. But I want to say thank you, Raina. Um,
I really
28
enjoyed
people
this,
came in here.
Ronald.
28
It's
people
a
was in here.
long time coming.
Yeah, it's 28 people coming here. But the thing about it is, showing people, telling people where they can reach you at before we end this.
What do you mean?
Your internet, I mean your IG, your Facebook, or whatever.
Oh, okay. Dang. Oh my goodness. Hold on.
Mm, mm, mm,
I wasn't prepared. Don't do that. Don't treat me like that. Don't treat me like that. You can find me on Facebook at. Hey, what is my name on Facebook? Don't treat me like that, Ron. You ain't tell me to be prepared with all that information. Mm. Facebook, RAE. You can find me on Facebook at RAE space SUNSHINE. Ray Sunshine. On Instagram, you can find me at, don't do that, don't do that. Where's my Instagram page? Instagram. Instagram is. I'm sorry, people. I wasn't prepared. I need to be better at this. What is my name on Instagram? Don't do me like that. Oh, my Instagram page is Radiant Ray, RADIANTRAYE vibes. Radiant Ray vibes. All one word.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on, Raina.
No problem. Anytime.
All right. So, so I hope you guys learned something today. I just want to say thank you for the people that came in. These are topics that need to be talked about, and people sometimes don't like talking about certain subjects because you got a lot of people that's emotional. You got a lot of people that don't want to express themselves because you got a lot of people that are afraid of change. And when you're afraid of change, that means you're still going to be stuck in the same position because change brings difference and difference bring a new person. And sometimes it takes for you to understand and go through the trials and tribulation to make you a better person. And sometimes you have to understand who you are and understand who you are because sometimes we as grown-ups we deal with the world but we lose ourselves in the midst of that. It was a good topic today. But I just want you to understand that we as human beings we have to um, be better people because the world is changing and the world is changing fast. And we as individuals must understand who we are, understand and where we're going. I just want to say thank you for the 28 people that came in. I really appreciate it. I really, really, really do. Um, I just want to say that, to be great, you must change the individual that's in you and change the people that are around you that are bringing you down or uh, tearing you down brick by brick. I want to say thank you and I'm going to say peace be to all.